You've got a fire in your belly, a passion to serve, and an insatiable drive to contribute. You know that if you can just get your message in front of the right people, you can change lives. But where to start? There are so many options, so many moving pieces. You get bogged down, overwhelmed, frustrated, while the burning desire to serve others consumes you. I know, I've been there. And these days I bring life-changing impact and value to people's lives through the creation of books, funnels, online courses and coaching programs, and virtual summits. This is the Call to Serve podcast. I'm Tim Cooper, and this is my journey. There were two young goldfish swimming around their bowl one morning. And an older goldfish comes swimming past the other way between them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" They keep on swimming, and one young goldfish turns to the other and says, "What's the water?" You see, if you're having trouble knowing what you should be sharing, if you're having trouble finding your message, it's simply because what you do and what you have to share comes so easily to you, you don't think anybody else would value it. You see, you project your skills and gifts and talents out to the world. And sometimes it's very hard for you to see the value that you bring to people, even if you're looking in the mirror. But I can assure you that others can clearly see your skills, your talents, and your gifts. And you'll find that if you take the time just to sit back and review, look at things. Now, there's usually something that people are always asking your help with. Can you help me with this? Can you do this? What do you think of this? Well, if they're doing that, then they're trusting that you actually have the answer, that you actually have the knowledge, the skills, the experience to help them, to point them in the right direction. And so that's a very fair indication of where some of your skills lie. And I do say some because, we are not one-dimensional beings. We have, throughout our life, we have so many different experiences and develop so many different skill sets. Throughout my working career, I started off in business analysis, went into software design and development, spent a number of years there, got tired and ripped off. So I went into natural health. So I trained as a therapist, and then there I spent another 16, 17 years. During the later part of my time in natural health, I then also had to immerse myself in marketing because I was trying to get a new clinic up and running. So when you look at all the things that you can do, and some you do with excellence, and some you can just get by and just get it done. Some things you're good at, some things you're great at. But you just got to look at how you are currently helping people and not valuing it. And this is one thing that I sort of struggled with, especially earlier on in my professional career, when I was doing the computers. Firstly, because I loved it, and secondly, I just seemed to have have a knack for it. Like computer programming just seemed to match the way that my brain functions. So I could learn new programming languages very, very quickly. I could implement them. I could get results, and I could program and debug software code very, very quickly. And I also had another skill of being able to look at an application through the user's eyes and consider what their experience would be when they were using the software and make the software intuitive and easy to use and also looking nice, right? So there were those two sides. So as I sort of progressed through my programming career, my services became under demand, but I undervalued myself all the way. I had, because it just came so easy to me and I couldn't see what the big deal was. And so back then I was, as most of us believe, I was placing the value in what I did based on the time it took me to do it. And so if it took me a day, I felt really bad charging my clients what all these other software people were charging. Like, you got to understand, like when I first got into computer programming was back in the mid 80s, just as I was involved in computers before the personal computer was released. And then when the personal computer was released, there was no software around. And so there were lots of programmers and software consultants, this sort of stuff, making a ton of money very, very quickly, sometimes delivering dodgy results, but that's neither here nor there. But the point is that I looked at those people buying their brand new BMWs and their big houses on the water. But when it came to me, I said, well, in my mind, because of the social conditioning and time is money, so therefore I spent very little time doing this, so therefore it's worth very little money. I've learned my lesson, by the way, because nothing is further from the truth. I still can do things. There's still things that I am extremely good at that don't take me very long at all, but take people a long time. They just can't get their head around stuff. So, but nowadays I base what I charge on the value or the potential value. If that person implements or does what I say, they've got the potential to change their life and transform their life in this much. So that's how much it's worth. Now I don't charge them that much, but because I always give people more value than I charge. But nothing I do now, as far as looking at how much things should cost, is ever based on time. So that's a very, very important thing to realize that sometimes, it happens. We have all got gifts, right? We were all put here. We all have a purpose. Some of us are sort of like finding out our purpose a little bit later in life. I hope you don't wait till you're 60 for it to go, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. So if you're having trouble finding your purpose, if you're having trouble finding your value, finding your message, then just simply, once again, just go back and even get a pen and paper and just write down all the things that people, like your friends, family, associates, colleagues, just write down all the things they ask you, all the things they come to you for help or advice with, and that's a good start. And then, of course, the other thing you can do is just simply ask them. Just simply say, hey, I'm just trying to sort of, I'm working on a new project, and I'd just like to know what you think my most valuable gift is, or what my biggest talent is, my biggest gift. What do you know when you look at me? What do you think my biggest talent is? And look at that, and then that will give you a very fair idea about then what you should be doing, because there's always a gap out there. There's always a gap to fill in everything, and so find your water, find your talent, find your superpower, and then work out a way how you're going to get that out and share that to the masses. Okay, so that's my message for you today. I've actually shot this video a little bit earlier in the morning than I normally do. I haven't even had coffee yet, but the old eyes are getting old, and I do use glasses for reading, and the old words on the page are getting a bit blurry. So I'm off to the optometrist shortly to have eye tested and hopefully some new lenses prescribed. And then I'm also going to probably go and buy a couple more external drives, because I can assure you, if you're doing videos every day, like I do a lot of videos, I've already got lots of external drives, but now I'm doing these video podcasts every day plus other coursework. I'm running, I keep on running out of space on my hard drive, so I got to go and buy another drive. So I thought I'm going to be out of the house all morning, and then if there's a glitch while I'm trying to compile the video up, that can delay it further. And I thought, yeah, no, I've had those problems before. I'll get this video shot, get it out of the way, get on with my morning, and then come back, compile it, and publish it for you guys. Okay, so once again, if you have found value in my message and you're watching this on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, please click the subscribe button and the little notification bell, and maybe give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments or questions, feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Just drop them in the comments below. If you're listening to this on another podcast platform, please follow the show. And if you find value, if it's helping, if it's giving you inspiration, motivation, a bit of guidance, please give it a review and help spread the word. If there's a way for you to reach out to me on that platform, please do so. Otherwise, you can always reach me at tim@timcooper.au. That's tim@timcooper.au. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to know what you're getting out of the show, what you'd like to hear, other experiences you'd like me to talk about. Okay, so reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, until tomorrow, you take care.